Animals love them a lot. Sunflower starts beautifully with pollen and a beautiful head. Now, these are how they look when they begin, and when they start forming seeds, you start seeing these pollens turning black, and that's to inform you that sunflowers are ready for harvesting. Today, I'll be talking about how to harvest the sunflower heads. These are how the sunflowers look when they are dried. In fact, when they are well dried, you find them looking this way, all crunchy, brown, and you can see everything on the pollen turn to dust. We cut them down and we start removing the seeds from the whole plant or the head. Just rub your fingers on the seeds, and when they are well dried, very well dried, they come off easily just by you rubbing your tongue around the seeds. I usually like them not so dried, and I will explain to you why I like them not so dried. You can see it looks a little bit wet, and that is not from water or rain. That is from the head looking too dry and the pod getting rotten. So if they are like this, you find these bad boys in there. These bad boys would always appear when the heads are too dried and the back of the heads is getting rotten. You find them in there. So I usually don't like them getting too dry before you work on them. But if they're not too dry, this is how they look. Um, they are not too dry, but they are still dry. The seeds are dried, but the head is not so dried. So you get them coming out looking this way. They are neater and they are more beautiful this way. The only stress about it is you have the seeds, you have problems with them coming out easily. So you tend to have tough time rubbing your fingers on them. You're going to get bruises and all those things on your hands. There are more efficient way of doing this. In fact, there are machines that are available for these things. But if we are doing it in a medium or small scale like what we are doing, I mean, this is the best option that you can go for. If somebody knows something else that they want to also teach us, you can leave it in the comment section. But as far as we are aware, this the best way. We also thought about beating it in a sack, but that would damage some of the seeds. So that would not work. And that will only work for very well dried plants or heads, not these kind. But when you're done, you can see how they look. Remove all the seeds out, and then the heads just look empty like a foam. And this is not a waste though. It's not a waste. I'll teach you what to do with these things. If they are not well dried like this, these are still no waste. But when we are done removing them from the heads, this is how they look like, a single grain. There are a lot of impurities and debris and unwanted particles in there. They are all just mixed together in there. And so the only solution as an African is winnowing. So we allow the wind to take effect whilst we just shake them around and allow the wind to blow out some of the debris. If they are well dried, they'll go off. If they are not well dried, they'll come out looking this way. So you can see they are looking better than before. The only difference is the debris are still there. So we then dry them in the sun for them to be well dried for storage, and also for the debris that are not dried in the initial stage to also dry up. So this is how they will look when they are dried. Now this is what I was telling you. The waste from the other head that is not well, not well formed, and then the pod and all those things, our goats love them. They would eat all of them. In fact, when we are done, we'll just carry the whole waste with the pods and the sticks and everything and then give it to the goats. and we use the seeds for our feed. Our feed is probably one of the richest feeds you can find in the markets right now. That being said, sunflower contributes about 42% of protein into it, and then we have the fat being 78%. We have in there cholesterol, we have sodium, potassium, we have vitamin C, calcium, iron, vitamin D, vitamin B6, in fact, magnesium, and all that. So, this sunflower seeds bring to the table a whole lot of things that we need in a feed. And I must say, our animals love them a lot. In fact, anytime we are serving them, they take the feed as if they've never eaten before. And this is what we need everybody to have.